Your truck's getting 7 miles per gallon, less than it should. That's not a broken sensor or bad driving habits. That's the gas you're buying. Over the past 15 years working in shops, I've tracked fuel economy on thousands of vehicles, and the pattern is clear. Certain gas stations are stealing miles from your tank. We're talking about an extra $2,000 in fuel costs over 3 years for the average driver. Your engine is designed to run on fuel with proper detergent additives. When those additives are missing or weak, carbon deposits form on critical components. Those deposits disrupt combustion efficiency, and that shows up immediately in your fuel economy. Today I'm counting down the 10 brands destroying your MPG, and at the end, I'll reveal the 2 that actually gave my Silverado 43 extra miles per tank. Number 10. Quality Mart. What's coming out of those pumps costs you real money. The problem is their weak detergent package. When fuel lacks cleaning agents, injectors build deposits within weeks. Those deposits change spray patterns, and suddenly you're burning fuel less efficiently. Customer with a 2019 F-150 switched to Quality Mart to save 12 cents per gallon. 3 months later, MPG dropped from 19.4 to 16.8. 13% loss. We pulled his injectors, coated in brown varnish so thick you could barely see the tips. At 15,000 miles yearly, that drop cost him $670 extra in fuel, plus $850 for cleaning. Quality Mart's detergent levels sit just above EPA minimums. Your engine needs those detergents for proper combustion. Without them, money evaporates through the tailpipe. That brown varnish acts like a choke on your injector's performance. Number 9. Racetrack. The name sounds performance-oriented, but they source fuel from multiple suppliers, and that inconsistency murders fuel economy. Customer with a 2021 Accord tracked every fill for 6 months. Racetrack averaged 28.2 MPG, Shell averaged 31.7. Same car, same driver, same routes. 12% difference just from switching brands. Racetrack isn't top-tier certified, so carbon builds on intake valves disrupting airflow. Hyundai Sonata came in last month, 72,000 miles but running like twice that. Valve deposits were restricting airflow significantly. After cleaning, MPG jumped from 24 to 28.6. Every gallon he thought he saved at the pump actually cost him more. Number 8. Get-Go stations run by Giant Eagle built their model on volume and low prices. Their fuel tests below industry standards for detergents, showing up in MPG losses within weeks. Fleet of delivery vans switched to Get-Go to save costs. 4 months later, average MPG across 12 vehicles dropped from 16.3 to 14.9. 9% loss. Savings were 8 cents per gallon, but the MPG loss meant spending 11 cents more per gallon extra. One Ram needed $2,200 in fuel system work at 90,000 miles. That convenience cost over $4,000 in lost efficiency and repairs in under a year. Number 7. Pilot Flying J. These truck stops have fuel quality issues that devastate MPG. Trucker logged 18 months comparing chains. Pilot consistently gave worse numbers, 12.8 MPG versus 14.6 at TA. Customer with a 2018 Tacoma filled at Pilot before Colorado. Normal 22 MPG dropped to 19.1 after Kansas Pilot refuel. Chevron brought him back to 21.8. Pilot fuel cost 60 miles of range on one tank. Testing shows higher contaminants and lower additives than top-tier brands. Your engine works harder, costing you miles. Every brand so far isn't top-tier certified. Number 6. Quick Trip has solid reputation and clean stores, but their fuel formulation plays in minor leagues. Engineer customer ran an experiment with his 2020 Camry hybrid, tracking everything for a year. First 6 months, Quick Trip exclusively averaged 41.7 mpg. Second 6 months, Shell and Chevron exclusively averaged 44.2, 6% better from same car and driver. Annual fuel cost difference was $320. Without adequate detergents, deposits create inefficiency. Air-fuel mixture becomes imprecise, combustion incomplete. Energy wastes as heat, not motion. Death by 1,000 tiny inefficiencies adding up to more pump stops. Number 5. Marathon. Another major brand that should know better but consistently disappoints on fuel economy. Marathon's fuel isn't terrible, but it's not optimized for modern engines. The detergent package is weak, and the additive blend doesn't prevent carbon buildup that kills MPG in direct injection engines. Guy brought in his 2017 Escape last year, complaining about terrible fuel economy. He was getting 21 mpg when the sticker said 26. Asked what gas he used. Marathon exclusively for 3 years. We pulled the intake manifold and found every valve coated in thick black carbon deposits. After cleaning, MPG immediately jumped to 24.3. Over the next month, as the system fully cleaned, he hit 25.8. 23% improvement just from removing carbon Marathon fuel allowed to accumulate. That buildup cost beyond poor MPG. Engine worked harder, ran hotter, wore faster. Spark plugs fouled, cats showed reduced efficiency, oxygen sensors read inconsistent, all because weak fuel allowed deposits to choke efficiency. Over 3 years, poor MPG cost him $1,900 extra versus EPA estimates. Add the $1,100 carbon cleaning, and Marathon loyalty cost over $3,000. Number 4 is where I start seeing serious damage beyond reduced efficiency. Speedway stations pump fuel that's cheap for a reason. Multiple independent tests show their gasoline contains minimal detergent additives and often higher impurity levels than premium brands. That combination devastates fuel economy. Customer with a 2016 Silverado tracked MPG obsessively because he towed a camper frequently. Speedway fills consistently gave him 13.4 mpg while towing. Switched to Costco with same trailer and routes, averaged 14.9, 11% better economy. Over a summer of camping trips, that difference saved $240. Real cost showed up at service. At 118,000 miles, injectors were so clogged they needed replacement. Carbon deposits in combustion chambers were causing pre-ignition and knock. Direct injection high-pressure fuel pump showed premature wear from compensating for poor fuel quality. Total repair bill was $3,800. Engine internals looked like 200,000 hard miles. That's what weak fuel does. Forces every component to work harder, wear faster, operate less efficiently. Every gallon of Speedway gas cost him efficiency, and that inefficiency destroyed his engine from inside out. Number 3 is where we enter truly predatory territory. Circle K built an empire on convenience and low prices, but their fuel is consistently among the worst for fuel economy in every market test I've seen. The formulation varies wildly by region, since they source locally. But the common thread is inadequate detergents and poor quality control. Had a customer with a 2015 Tahoe who commuted 60 miles daily. She filled up at Circle K twice a week for a year because it was right off her exit. Started noticing her fuel economy dropping gradually. Went from 17.8 mpg down to 15.2 over 12 months. She thought her truck was just getting old. When she finally brought it in for a check engine light, we found the real problem. Every single injector was partially clogged. Intake valves had carbon deposits nearly a quarter-inch thick in spots. Combustion chambers looked like they'd been painted with black tar. We pulled a fuel sample from her tank, and it was noticeably cloudy with visible particulates. That's a sign of contamination or old fuel with breakdown products. After a complete fuel system cleaning that cost $2,600 and switching to Chevron, her MPG recovered to 17.1 within a month. Over that year of poor fuel economy, she'd burned through an extra 450 gallons of gas. At $3 per gallon, that's $1,350 wasted, plus the cleaning bill. Circle K's cheap prices had cost her nearly $4,000 in 1 year. Number 2 will make you angry because it's a brand people trust. BP regular grade has name recognition and a reputation, but their base fuel isn't formulated for efficiency. It meets legal minimums, but falls short of what modern engines need to maintain optimal fuel economy. The worst part is BP knows better. Their premium fuels have better additive packages, but they're banking on most drivers choosing regular to save money. That choice costs them in the long run. Fleet Manager for a car rental company ran a comparison test across 40 vehicles. 20 filled exclusively with BP regular, 20 with Chevron regular. Over 6 months and an average of 12,000 miles per vehicle, the BP group averaged 2.7 MPG worse than the Chevron group. Across the fleet, that translated to an extra 8,000 gallons of fuel consumed. At fleet pricing of $2.40 per gallon, BP's cheaper pump price cost them over $19,000 in reduced efficiency. When they inspected engines at the end of the test period, the BP vehicles showed significantly more carbon buildup, reduced injector flow rates, and lower compression readings. The fuel economy difference wasn't just costing them money at the pump. It was accelerating engine wear and reducing the resale value of their fleet. Had a personal customer with a 2020 Mustang GT who used BP exclusively for 2 years. Performance car, so he noticed when his MPG dropped from 22 on the highway to 18.6. Switching to Shell V-Power brought him back to 21.3 within 3 tanks. That 5-tank averaging period where he made the switch showed him exactly how much BP had been costing him. Every highway trip, every weekend drive, he'd been burning 15% more fuel than necessary. Number 1 is the bottom of the barrel, and it's not even close. Murphy USA stations at Walmart locations sell some of the cheapest gas in America, and you absolutely get what you pay for. Their fuel consistently tests at or below minimum detergent standards, and the MPG losses are immediate and dramatic. I've seen more fuel economy complaints from Murphy USA customers than any other brand. Customer brought in a 2019 RAV4 hybrid that should have been getting 40 MPG combined. She was stuck at 33. Only variable? She'd switched to Murphy USA 6 months earlier to save money shopping at Walmart. We ran a fuel system cleaning service, had her switch to Costco, and within 3 weeks, she was back up to 39.2 MPG. 6 months of Murphy USA had cost her 18% of her fuel economy, on a hybrid. For that vehicle driving 12,000 miles a year, the MPG loss meant she bought an extra 95 gallons of fuel she shouldn't have needed. Even at Murphy's cheaper prices, she lost money. And the carbon deposits we cleaned out of her engine meant she was headed for expensive repairs if she'd continued. Murphy USA's business model is volume and low prices. They achieve those prices by buying the cheapest fuel available and adding the minimum additives required by law. Your engine pays the price. Every fill-up deposits more carbon. Every tank reduces your efficiency a little more. Over time, it compounds into serious money and serious damage. While 10 brands are destroying your MPG, 2 brands actually improve it. Number 2 on the good side is Costco. Yes, warehouse club gas. Most people don't realize Costco gasoline is top-tier certified and often contains more detergents than required. I've tested it, tracked it, watched engines run cleaner and more efficiently on Costco gas than almost anything else. Customer with a 2018 F-150 switched from various discount brands to Costco exclusively. First tank, MPG jumped from 16.1 to 17.3. By third tank, consistently hitting 18.2. 13% better fuel economy, just from switching brands. Truck ran smoother, idled quieter, had noticeably better throttle response. The secret is Costco's top-tier formulation combined with rapid turnover. Their tanks get refilled constantly, so you're always getting fresh fuel with active additives. Fresh fuel burns cleaner and more completely, extracting more energy per gallon. Over a year at 15,000 miles, that improvement saved him over $500 in fuel costs. Plus, his engine stayed clean, meaning no expensive carbon cleaning services and longer component life. Costco moves fuel so fast it never sits long enough to degrade or separate. The number 1 brand for protecting your MPG is Chevron with Techron. This isn't marketing hype. Techron's detergent formula is proven to not only prevent deposits, but actually clean existing buildup while you drive. I switched my own Silverado to Chevron exclusively 5 years ago. Average MPG went from 15.8 to 17.4 and has stayed there. 10% better fuel economy saved me thousands of dollars. The Techron additive package works at the molecular level to prevent carbon from bonding to metal surfaces. Your injectors stay clean, valves stay clean, combustion chambers burn fuel completely and efficiently. Had a customer with 200,000 miles on a 2012 Accord. He'd used Chevron since new. When we opened his engine for timing belt service, I was shocked. Internals looked like they had 80,000 miles on them. Clean valves, minimal deposits, perfect compression across all cylinders. His fuel economy at 200,000 miles was still within 2 mpg of EPA rating when car was new. That's unheard of. Most cars lose 15 to 20% fuel economy by that mileage just from accumulated deposits and wear. Chevron costs more per gallon, usually 15 to 20 cents above discount brands. But that premium pays for itself in better MPG, longer engine life, and avoided repairs. Over 10 years of ownership, that efficiency advantage adds up to thousands of dollars saved. Real-world testing shows Chevron prevents 96% of carbon deposits compared to minimum detergent fuels. Your fuel choice isn't just about price on the pump. It's about the price you pay in efficiency, repairs, and wasted miles. Every tank of weak fuel deposits more carbon. Every fill-up at the wrong station costs you range. The difference between worst and best brands can be 20% in fuel economy over time. On a vehicle driving 15,000 miles annually, that's the difference between buying 900 gallons versus 1,100 gallons. At $3.50 per gallon, you're talking $700 a year just in fuel waste. Add repair costs from carbon buildup, and bad fuel can cost $3,000 to $5,000 over just a few years of ownership. Meanwhile, premium fuel from brands like Chevron or Costco might cost an extra $150 per year in higher pump prices, but you save that and more through better efficiency and avoided repairs. You're not just protecting your wallet when you choose quality fuel. You're protecting your engine, your time, and your vehicle's resale value. Modern engines are precision machines designed to run on clean fuel with proper additives. When you compromise on fuel quality to save a few cents, you're compromising everything those engineers designed. Every mile matters. Every tank counts. Choose wisely, because your MPG is literally being stolen from you at the pump if you're filling up at the wrong places.